What's going on, guys? Today I am going to go over the diet after diet. So what to do after you are done getting results, after like a 6-week program, 8-week program, whatever it might be, what happens afterwards. And the reason why we talk about this is simply because most people don't. Most people are very, very good at losing weight. It's why we do, 6-week challenges, 8-week challenges, 30-day fixes, whatever it might be. Most people are very, very good at that, whether it is done poorly or not. But most people suck at keeping it off, right? And so here we want to not only teach you how to lose the weight, but also to keep it off. And there's different phases that you sort of want to go through. And so today I'm going to end up going through the rest of them. Now, most people, most of the time, what we've done is during our 6-week program or our Strive 45 or whatever it might be, we sort of put people through these different phases and the end result that we, get the long-term results. So today I'm going to end up going through the rest of the phases on what to do because we are going towards the end of our program. So I'm going to share this screen right here. All right, so what's going to end up happening, and I'm going to go away real quick here. So I am going to go through the rest of this stuff right here. So metabolic priming. This is going to be the first step that most people go through. Most people have already gone through this. To be honest, most people miss this step, right? Because they just want to jump right into a fat loss phase. And that's why most people stop and fail after 2 to 3 weeks of doing anything, right? Because their mindset's not there or anything like that. Now, call this metabolic priming. This is simply because we are priming the metabolism. Now, for some people, they might need a reverse diet. So we also do an additional step here of metabolic assessment. And the metabolic assessment is we are actually figuring out whether or not our body is right to lose weight. Now, some people initially they might lose a lot of weight right away. Awesome. Their metabolism, maybe they haven't dieted a whole lot. Maybe the last time they have not dieted, they haven't really been eating lower calories. It really depends on how many calorie or how, like, when was the last time they've actually dieted. So metabolic priming, basically during this time, we are eating better food quality, right? We're figuring that out, food quantity, so maybe we have to actually reverse diet to actually come down. That's a little bit different step, but we want to basically prime our bodies to go into a consistent fat loss phase. Mindset during this time, it's a race to be consistent. It's going to be very messy. You're not going to be good. Your weight's going to fluctuate like crazy. You're not going to be, the life is going to get in the way. You have to figure out how that has to happen. Basically, during this phase, you are figuring stuff out. What do you need to change? What do you need to sacrifice? What can you compromise with? Whatever it might be. Right? Reverse diet's a little bit different. We have to get our minds right and actually get our body to recover, but that's a different video. Time slot, this should take about 2 to 3 weeks. It can take longer. It really depends on how long it takes us to be consistent, right? But during this time, we're very messy. It might, like I said, it might be more if we need to reverse and actually bring up calories to lose weight. But the end result is we are priming our bodies for a fat loss phase. We're priming our bodies, our metabolism for a fat loss phase. Most people do not do this. If you're a sports fan, this ends up becoming the preseason, right? We're getting a little bit better every single time. We're ready for the season. Producing phase. This is what a 6-week challenge is all about, right? We are producing results. This is a fat loss phase. It could be anything, right? If you're trying to gain muscle, right? We are gaining muscle here, right? So it's a little bit different action step, but basically anything body composition wise, that's what we are doing. All right. Fat loss phase, we're making sure that this is made around you. That's what we're doing in the other stuff. We use our VCI method for this, vision, core principles, and imperfect action. We don't need to go over that, but this is the time that we do this, right? We want to make sure that it's based around you, not just something that we throw you into, but we're producing results. The main reason why we want to do this is simply because we need to be able to sustain those. The end result, all actions go towards fat loss or whatever your goal is. Mindset is we are getting results, right? So if we did everything up here, right, we should be all ready to roll, right? We're trying to get results. Generally, this lasts between 6 to 16 weeks. It's not the entire year. At about 16 weeks, our body usually doesn't want to do it anymore. We can prolong it a little bit longer, but most of the time it doesn't, usually because life gets in the way or something like that. Diet breaks and refeeds are sprinkled in here, which is basically just recovery, a little bit recovery from the mindset of a diet, the body, whatever it might be. That's sort of how you can make this a little bit longer, is to feed in some like diet breaks, stuff like that. But basically, end result is we are producing results. Next phase is the protecting phase. That's the phase that we are mainly talking about this video, and we are maintaining the results. So during this phase, we're no longer trying to get results. They might still happen, but our goal is to maintain. So we're shifting our mindset here, right? If you do not do this, more than likely you will not do this, right? You will not maintain. If you're chronically trying to do this, you will always go back and forth between the same weight loss goals. I 100% promise you. If you can maintain the goals, then you're going to end up needing this in the long run, right? Because you adapted your metabolism and now you're living off of 1,200 calories, always trying to go back and forth into this phase, the producing phase. So protecting phase. Okay, basically end result, we are maintaining the results that we just got. Even if it's just 10 pounds, even if it's just 15 and not your end goal of 100 or something like that, we are maintaining, we are learning how to live with the results that we got, right? So this is our lifestyle phase, our protecting phase, okay? Happens when you, again, may not be at your goal, but maybe you get your goals. Awesome, okay? Now we can stop, now we have a plan. Maybe you are burnt out. You don't want to track anymore. You don't want to do this anymore. You're completely burnt out. Okay, that's fine. Let's take a break. Maybe you're no longer consistent, right? Maybe your sleep is shit. Maybe your fatigue is really high, something like that. And you just can't be consistent anymore. Okay, fine. Red flag. Let's stop. Right? That's a big, like most people try to gut it out and get through there. That usually doesn't work very well. Also, time tells you to stop. Maybe it's the season, like holidays or something like that, that it's going to be really hard for you to be consistent, right? Own up to it. It's not your fault. It's time to stop, right? Accountants, a lot of times it turns into tax season. Okay, it's time to stop. Fall, if you go camping a lot, maybe it's time to stop. Summer, maybe you drink alcohol a lot. Maybe it's time to stop, right? Basically, time comes and it's really hard for you. All the cards are against you to lose weight. Can you lose weight during those times? Absolutely. But maybe it becomes too much stressful, too hard. That's fine. Let's learn how to maintain, right? Basically, you bring calories up to maintenance. If you did the reverse diet in step one, basically you do the same thing, right? You bring it back up so that way the next phase you can lose weight again. A main focus, this usually, actually, I'm going to put this in here as well. Usually this is the hardest phase because there's no actual number on a goal, right? Protecting phase, it's usually a lot harder because there's not a definitive goal, right? I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm not trying to get consistent or anything like that. We're trying to live our lifestyle with it. So we have to do some other stuff. So that usually what I tell people is now focus a little bit more on lifting, right? You're eating more calories anyway. Let's work on performance. Are you lifting more? Usually you can do this well anyway, and you can get a little bit more leaner, right? Because now we're refeeding our body. After we lose weight, our body's usually primed to gain muscle or fat. It's usually what ends up happening. Right. And so now doing this way, we can actually gain some muscle, get a little bit more leaner. So that way, next time we try to lose weight again, we actually can do really, really well. Okay. Mindset is you may gain a little weight during this time. Nothing too crazy. You don't want to go ape shit and gain a whole bunch, but you might gain a little bit here and there. That's completely fine. right? Your body is just recuperating from that diet phase. The last phase is the progression phase. Pretty much we're just creating a better lifestyle, right? So we're transitioning from this to this. And now we're living our lifestyle during this time. We're maintaining, we're trying to work on different things, right? Like if you're an emotional eater, how to handle it better. So you might not be, losing weight, but you're handling that a little bit better. Maybe you're handling kids' schedules a little bit better. Maybe it's alcohol season and we're going to be able to drink alcohol and include it with our lifestyle without gaining weight, right? So we're progressing because we are becoming better, right? Maybe our when we did diet phase or a fat loss phase, it got too bland. Let's create a little bit more variety with nutrition, right? Let's increase our range a little bit more, right? Whatever it might be, you might be getting better with workouts, stuff like that, working through an injury, whatever it might be, we are progressing. All right. As I mentioned, most people do very well with this, the producing phase. They suck at this. Basically, we're going to bring up our calories. So if we're, eating, by the time we are done with this, we're eating, 1,700 calories. All right. I'm going to bring them back up to like 2,000. Maybe I'm a woman eating 1,400 calories right at the end of this producing phase. Maybe I bring it up to like 1,800, 1,900 range, right? Something that we're maintaining our weight, and then now we're not losing or anything like that. We're maintaining those results, and then that way we can go back to this, right? This is a year-long thing. Truth be told, this is really easy for most people, right? This is usually crappy for people that are new to the game or haven't really lost a whole lot because it's hard to get past this. But most people can get this. This is usually a struggle, right? Either way, whatever phase people are in, that's why we have coaching. There's different tactics to take or like that. Basically, you just bring your calories up, right? Namely your carbs or fats. Protein should have been the same anyway, but you bring up your carbs and fats. So now all of a sudden you're in a good range, you're maintaining, and you get rolling. So those are the phases. As I mentioned before, if you feel that you need some of those, if you feel like you need some of the regular stuff or anything like that, or you need one of the like help with that, always reach out. And we can easily talk about the different coaching or anything like that. If we need someone to hold ourselves accountable, to coach us through it, to guide you through it, whatever it might be. Or if you just need a little bit of suggestions, we can easily go through that as well. The cheat days, Mr. John Laughlin, are the cheat days for it ends up becoming, that's our refeed days, right? So you could easily end up doing that. That would be our diet break. You can do those anytime you want. You can do those on the weekends, right? You can do those when you plateau. You can do those when you just simply need a break, right? Doesn't mean it turns into a shit show, but a lot of times those are just mindful breaks that we include with our nutrition clients, just because it helps maintain what is actually going on. One of our clients right now is going into a weekend, a girls' weekend, and so what we end up doing is we drop calories a little bit during the week. So that way she can have a little bit more room, and she sort of has a little bit of a break going into the weekend. And more likely her weight's going to be up on Monday, but it's going to be a good mental break to where it doesn't turn into a shit show, but she's able to sustain this fat loss phase that she is in around week 4, I believe she's in right now. All right. So that is what to do for the diet after the diet. Again, if you ever need any help or any suggestions or anything like that, you can easily jump on a call. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Talk to you guys soon.